So our biggest concern before getting a family milk cow was, is this going to take over our life entirely? And what in the world are we going to do with all of that milk? And so we're going to share what our experience has been like on our small homestead with a family milk cow.
So just to bring you along for a little day in the life of what it looks like with our family milk cow. So Jim and I get up early. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. We love that morning time. So we have 4 young kids, 7 and under. And so we like to get up before they do and just start the day with some peace and some quiet. So we're usually heading out to milk around 5:30 or 6 a.m. So I think as our kids get older, we will definitely invite them into this chore process and helping to milk our cow. But at this stage with younger kids, it's just a lot easier for us to just go out and do it ourselves early in the morning.
Yeah. And so we're only once a day milkers. We've only ever milked once a day. That's what works for us. And that's really the primary way we make it kind of fit in and work with our life. We don't have to worry about if we have other things going on in the evening or whatever. We get up every morning early, we milk, and we get everything we need, all the milk we need, and that's it. And so our cow's not a huge producer either, which helps for that. So we get like 2 gallons or so roughly a day from that. And then even when our calf weans and she's no longer drinking off mama, we still just milk once a day. She just kind of regulates down to that like 1.5 to 2 gallon range that we get from her. And once a day milk, it works for us.
Great. Milking itself takes around 20 to 25 minutes, so I head off. We keep them in electro netting, turn off the fences, and then go in, give her a good scrub down, make sure she's nice and clean. Thankfully, now in this summer when she's getting access to fresh pasture every day, really she's never super dirty, so that's not too big of an issue. But milking itself takes about 20 to 25 minutes, cleaning her off and then milking her, and that's really it. After I'm finished, I move her back in with her calf, June, and our livestock guardian dog, Stella.
Right now it's June, it's warm out, and so flies are kind of in full swing around here. It gets pretty bad this time of year, and so we've tried different ways to kind of remediate the flies a bit with limited success. We've done like apple cider vinegar with some dish soap and some essential oils concoction, and it works okay. You have to a spray. You have to like continually apply it for it to really be effective, and so we've done it mostly just during milking time to kind of provide some relief there. We've also started incorporating a Redmond sea salt like mineral that contains garlic, and the garlic is supposed to be kind of a fly deterrent. I don't know if that's really worked super well or not.
The flies still seem to like her a lot.
But either way, I think it's really healthy for her as a cow, but I don't know what's worked to keep flies away at this stage. So.
Yeah, so after I'm done milking, we bring the milk in to strain it. And so this part, so when we first got our cow, I looked into getting, a super fancy strainer because I wanted everything to, be kosher and as clean as possible. But they were pretty expensive, and the people that we bought her from just shared with me what they did to strain the milk, and it's worked great for us. So we just take a mesh strainer, drape a dish towel over it, and strain the milk into like an 8-cup Pyrex, liquid measuring cup. And that works super well. So it takes out any flies or particles or things that happen to get into the milk, and makes it great. We really haven't had an issue, and it's super simple, cost-effective way to go to strain your milk. And so all in all, I would say from start to finish, heading out the door to being kind of finished, milk's in the fridge and I've cleaned all the dishes, usually takes about 45 minutes every morning. So from Thimble, our family milk cow, we get about 2 gallons of milk a day, which equates to about 14 gallons a week. And so we have found that since we've gotten our cow about 4 years ago, dairy has just become a big part of our world and our diet. So a lot of our meals contain dairy. A lot of the things that we do throughout the week involve making something with dairy.
Yeah, it's just kind of the rhythm of our world right now. And like this morning, for instance, I had some of our baked oatmeal, which is one of our family favorites, and poured milk over my baked oatmeal, and that's like a go-to for us that we make on a regular basis. After that, Joelle got the kids ready and went off to swim lessons with them, and I stayed home, and we had kind of a stockpile of milk, so I made cheese. And cheese making has just become like a weekly routine for us. So
even twice a week sometimes.
Sometimes twice a week, just depending on how much milk we have.
Yeah.
And so we kind of flip-flop. We've tried other cheeses before, but the two staple cheeses in our routine are a mozzarella, which is what I made today, and then a farmhouse cheddar, which is like a really basic hard cheese. We only age ours for about a month, so it's kind of a quick turnaround. It's easy to make. And so really with those two cheeses, we have like all of our bases covered with cheese in the kitchen. You know, you have the mozzarella, which melts really well. It's quick, it's simple, it's ready right away. And then the farmhouse cheddar, it almost has like, it's comparable to like a Parmesan even. You can grate it and shred it really well. And yeah, we put that on so many different dishes. And so those are, you know, our two go-to cheese recipes.
Yeah, so he usually makes, lately we've been doing about up to 5 gallons of cheddar at a time. When he makes cheddar, he uses 5 gallons of milk. Usually we do around 2.5 gallons when we make mozzarella, mainly because our big stock pot only holds 2.5 gallons, and so that's kind of been our constraint. So that's, you know, sometimes we'll make up to 7.5 gallons worth of milk just in cheese in a week if we want to. We don't always do that, but especially in the summer when she does seem to produce more, that sometimes
it's a good way to use up milk.
It's a good way to use a lot of milk, yeah. Other ways that we use up the milk are making yogurt. So we usually make about a half gallon to a gallon of yogurt every week. And then just on the other milk that we have that we use in, you know, dishes, things that we're cooking or for fresh drinking, I like to skim the cream off the top. And so to do this, I usually just take a 1/4 cup measuring cup. I found that that's just the right size to fit into those wide mouth mason jars. I just scoop some of the cream, not all of it, but just a couple scoopfuls. And then I use the cream to make, you know, cream cheese, sour cream, our butter, ice cream. And so especially in the summer when she's out on fresh pasture, we try to stock up on especially butter as much as we can, and then make all those other things too.
So there's like a whole wide world of dairy recipes out there, and you can like get really creative and make some elaborate things. We like to keep it really simple, and we pretty much just make the same like staple recipes over and over again in our kitchen on our homestead. And so that's what's worked for us. And so we actually compiled all of those recipes into an ebook, and we're offering that for free. And so we're gonna have a link below, and you can check that out, grab your free ebook, and those are like the staple recipes that we go to time and time again. It's our cheeses that we mentioned, the farmhouse cheddar, mozzarella, butter, yogurt,
sour cream,
some of those. So check out that ebook. And then as far as just, you know, like having fresh milk on hand goes, we just always have some extra milk available for drinking, or sometimes we barter or give it away to friends or family, but there's always plenty of milk to go around.
Yeah. So today our day is ending with a big pot of macaroni and cheese, and honestly this is like my favorite thing about having a family milk cow. You make macaroni and cheese, and all of the good stuff, the cheese, the cream, the butter, is all from your cow. And so I used to always think of macaroni and cheese as being kind of a junk food, you know, coming out of the little blue box that we used to eat growing up with when we were kids, with that like powdered like cheese-like substance, whatever that was in it, to make it that bright neon orange color.
Or like the squishy like orange
goo cheese sauce.
Squirted out.
Yeah. But this macaroni and cheese is like a completely different thing. It's made with love and so many nourishing, nutrient-dense ingredients. And so it just makes me really excited to serve this type of food to my family, and it's really delicious and they really enjoy it. And so it's super fun. A few tips to take your macaroni and cheese to the next level: you have to grate your own cheese. So you can buy cheese from the store. You don't have to make your own cheese, but don't buy the pre-packaged shredded cheese. The reason being is they add additives and anti-caking ingredients to the shredded cheese to keep it from clumping together, and those anti-caking ingredients also keep it from melting really well, and so it's going to give you a really subpar, not so good texture in your cheese sauce when you make macaroni and cheese. So grate your own cheese, and then we love to make macaroni and cheese in a big Dutch oven. This works great because you can just make it. It's a simple one-pot meal. I always try to reduce my dishes as much as possible, and so you can just, you know, cook your noodles, make your cheese sauce, put them together all in the same pot, and then this is the tips. This is what you need to do. Bake your macaroni and cheese. Stovetop macaroni and cheese is good, but baked macaroni and cheese brings it to the next level. So bake your macaroni and cheese. It makes it a little crispy and delicious, and that's definitely the way to go. You'll definitely want to try making homemade macaroni and cheese if it's not already a staple for your family. So I'll link below to the recipe that we use, and you can check that out.
So that's a little window into what life is like for us with a family milk cow on a small scale homestead here, and really like it's just become kind of the rhythm of our days and weeks. Like you get milk, you turn it into something, and that's that's what we do most every day. And so like going back to those initial questions, like I think we kind of gave a picture of what we do with all the milk, but like does owning a family milk cow, you know, take over your life in a sense? I think the answer is yes, but really in the best way possible. Like we're making so many delicious and nutritious, you know, from scratch foods in our kitchen. We get to be creative with everything we do with all the milk that we get, and so it's really just what we signed up for in the beginning anyways, and so we're big fans.
Yeah.
And so June is National Dairy Month, if you weren't aware, and this video is actually part of a collaboration of a bunch of other YouTube creators that made dairy related videos, and so there's a playlist that you should go check out. There's some really awesome videos there, and there's also, as part of the collaboration, some really great giveaways being offered. And so to enter, all you need to do is just drop a comment below, and we'll include some other details, but there's like giveaways from the New England Cheese Making Company and all sorts of really great stuff. So check that out. And thanks to the Inquisitive Farmwife and the Mennonite Farmhouse who put this collaboration together. And thank you for watching today, and we will see you next time.